There are moments when the greatest weapon is not anger, not words, not pursuit. It is silence. A silence so unshakable, so rooted in inner mastery, that it unsettles those who expected you to bend, to chase, to crumble. We live in a world where noise is mistaken for strength, where constant reaction is seen as proof of power. But true strength does not rise in reaction. It is revealed in restraint. It is born in the fire of discipline, when we learn to remain still while others lose themselves. The power of absence. She expected you to chase. She expected your mind to fracture under the weight of her withdrawal. She thought her distance would ignite your desperation. But you chose the path few dare to walk. You chose silence. And that silence does something terrifying. It shifts the balance of power. It forces her into the space she created, into the void where your presence once stood. She looks into the quiet and sees not weakness, but a fortress she cannot breach. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." And what is silence, if not the purest embodiment of this truth? While others scream, while others scramble for attention, you remain still. Her chaos cannot infect you. Her games cannot twist you. The psychology of silence. Modern psychology echoes what the ancients already knew. Silence is not emptiness. It is influence. When you withhold words, when you do not react, the human mind fills the gap with obsession. She replays the story 1,000 times, searching for meaning in your stillness. Was she not enough? Why didn't you chase? What holds you so firmly in yourself that you can walk away without collapse? The silence becomes louder than any words you could have spoken. Seneca warned us that he who is everywhere is nowhere. If we scatter our energy in pursuit of every fleeting desire, we become hollow. But when we anchor ourselves, when we stand unmoved, our presence grows sharper, heavier, impossible to ignore. Voluntary hardship, the forge of restraint. Do not mistake silence for ease. It is not the path of the weak, it is a crucible. Every fiber of you may want to speak, to defend, to explain, to chase what slips away. But mastery begins when we deny ourselves the indulgence of impulsive action. Epictetus taught that freedom is not found in getting what we want, but in controlling our response to what happens. Silence, then, is the highest form of response. It is control sharpened to a blade. It is saying, "You cannot move me, no matter how hard you try." This discipline is forged in hardship, voluntary hardship. The man who has trained his soul to endure discomfort, to walk through fire without breaking, is the one who can let go without desperation. His silence is not passive, it is deliberate. It is an iron wall built from years of inner training. When desire becomes her burden, here lies the paradox. When you no longer chase, she begins to run toward you. Not because of manipulation, not because of games, but because silence exposes truth. We must understand desire grows in absence. When something is always available, always reaching, it is taken for granted. But when it withdraws, when it stands apart, it becomes scarce. Scarcity ignites value, and value breeds obsession. Her mind begins to turn against her. What once seemed certain now feels fragile. She questions herself in the echo of your silence. Your calm becomes her storm. This is not cruelty. This is justice. It is the natural balance of strength and weakness, of attachment and detachment. You are not punishing her. You are mastering yourself. And in doing so, you awaken a hunger in her she never expected to feel. The discipline of emotional sovereignty. But let us be clear, silence is not about her. It is not about bending her will or seeking revenge. It is about sovereignty. The moment your silence is rooted in a desire to manipulate, you have already lost your power. True silence is born of freedom. You are free because you no longer need her validation, her attention, or her approval. You stand whole, regardless of who stays or who leaves. That wholeness is unshakable. That wholeness is what breeds the very obsession she cannot escape. As Donald Robertson, a modern interpreter of Stoic practice, reminds us, self-control is not suppression, it is liberation. We are not chaining our desires, we are unchaining ourselves from them. A fortress in the storm. Picture a fortress in the middle of a storm. Winds howl, thunder roars, waves crash against its walls, yet it does not move. This is silence. It is not passive retreat, it is immovable presence. She may rage, she may withdraw, she may play her games of absence and distance, but you do not follow, you do not beg, you remain the fortress. And the more the storm rages, the more she realizes her power is nothing compared to your stillness. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this, you have the power to revoke at any moment. We revoke the power of others over us by refusing to play their game. The silent punishment. Her punishment is not something you deliver, it is something she creates for herself. Your silence is a mirror. It reflects back her games, her illusions, her hunger for control. In that reflection, she sees the truth. She does not own you. This realization cuts deeper than words ever could. Words can be dismissed, argued against, forgotten. Silence cannot. Silence lingers. It follows her into the night. It whispers into her thoughts when she tries to move on. And here lies the hidden law. Silence is not just absence, it is presence magnified. But let us not drift into arrogance. This path is not about her obsession. It is about our strength. It is about standing firm when every instinct tempts us to break. It is about holding our ground in a world that constantly pulls at our emotions, demanding reaction, demanding surrender. We are tested daily not just by women, but by life itself, by failure, by betrayal, by exhaustion. And each time, the same choice stands before us: react and shatter, or stand still and endure. The silence we practice here with her is only training for the greater storms. If we can master our desire for validation, we can master anything. If we can endure the fire of rejection without bending, we can endure the fire of life itself. So let her obsession begin, but do not rejoice in it. Rejoice in your mastery. Rejoice in the stillness you have cultivated, in the power you have forged through restraint. We walk a path few dare to walk, a path of discipline, sovereignty, and quiet strength. And when the world tries to shake us, when desire tempts us, when chaos surrounds us, we do not move. We are the fortress in the storm. We are the silence that cannot be broken. And in that silence lies a power greater than any words could ever hold. Remember this: your silence is not empty. It is full of presence, of weight, of mastery. Let her chase shadows. Let her search the void. You are already whole, and wholeness is the one thing she cannot resist.